The Blues made the Stanley Cup final in their first 3 years of existence, losing every year from 1968 to 1970. Since then, St. Louis hasn't made the Stanley Cup. But with the Western Conference Finals against the Sharks even at 2 games apiece, the Blues are just 2 wins away from their first Stanley Cup appearance since 1970. The Blues have been great on the road in the playoffs. More of the same in this one. Opening period, Sharks can't clear the puck, and Oskar Sundqvist with the slap shot for the opening goal. Second period, more Blues, a deflection and a save, but Jaden Schwartz in the right place at the right time for the easy finish to make it 2-0 St. Louis. Later in the period, Vladimir Tarasenko would get a penalty shot, and he would make no problem with this one. He fires it home to make it 3-0 Blues. All St. Louis in this one. Third period now, 5-on-3 power play. And again, Jaden Schwartz is right next to the net, gets a lucky deflection too, and that made it 4-0 Blues. Schwartz would add another goal in the third period to complete his hat trick. The Blues win 5-0, setting a franchise record with 11 playoff wins and taking a 3-2 series lead. Game 6 will be Tuesday night in St. Louis. The Blues are just 1 win away from making the Stanley Cup final. It's playoff season in the NCAA softball tournament, too. The Tigers facing elimination against second-ranked UCLA. Mizzou needing to win 2 straight over UCLA to win the regional. The Tigers have embraced the underdog mentality all year long. Mizzou gets off to a fast start, 1 run over the end, and then Hattie Moore, who had 2 homers Friday night, gets the squeeze bunt down. Reagan Nash scores. Mizzou up 2-0 after 1 inning. 2-1 in the 5th now, and freshman Jasmine Rolland rips the ball to right center, gets all the way to the wall. A fired-up Brooke Wilmus scores to make it 3-1 Tigers. Rolland flexing at second with a double. There it is. More insurance in the 6th. Wilmus blasts the ball into the trees for a 2-run homer. Mizzou wins 5-1, forcing a winner-take-all game. Eli Daniel, who finished the first game, getting the start in this one, but she would have a short outing. This RBI double made it 2-0 UCLA. The Bruins scored 3 runs in the first. Cassie Gaspar took over on the mound, but she didn't fare too well either. Tigers down 5-0 in the third, and this bases clearing double made it 8-0. Mizzou also had 3 errors in this one. The Tigers, coming off maybe their best game of the year, played their worst in this one. The lone bright spot came in the 4th. Hattie Moore blasts a solo homer, but Mizzou season comes to an end. UCLA wins 13-1 in 5 innings. A great year for the Tigers, who were picked to finish last in the SEC and were tied for 6th. Mizzou finishes 35-25 overall in Coach Anderson's first year. Moving to Mizzou baseball, the Tigers rallied for a 3-run 7th Saturday, tying the game against Florida at 3, but the Gators went on to win 4-3. The Tigers were swept in the regular season finale. Mizzou finishes 34-21-1, including 13-16-1 in the SEC.
Well, I mean, I thought we had a really good year. I mean, you win 1 game this weekend, you probably really feel good about yourself coming out of this weekend. But, you know, when you drop 3, it's hard to look back right now and reflect and say, boy, we had a really good year, because, you know, we had 3 games here that, you know, nobody should sweep us on our field.
Mizzou will be a 10 seed in the SEC tournament and play the 7 seed Ole Miss on Tuesday. That's a single elimination game. The Tigers did take 2 out of 3 against the Rebels at home earlier this season. Mizzou's on the NCAA tournament bubble and could need a solid showing at the SEC tournament. Moving to the majors, the Cardinals have struggled the past 2 weeks, dropping 4 straight series heading into today's rubber game against the Rangers. The Cardinals will jump out in front early, top first. Paul DeJong rips the ball to left for a 2-run double. Jack Flaherty was solid on the mound, allowing 2 runs over 6 innings. He left when it was 2-2 on 8th inning Rangers homer off Andrew Miller, made it 3-2 Texas. But in the 9th, Dexter Fowler demolishes the ball. A no-doubter, an upper deck home run to tie the game at 3. We head to extra innings in the 10th. DeJong flies out to left. The catch will be made. Harrison Bader tags from third. We've got a play at the plate, and he's safe at home. The Cards take a 4-3 lead. The Rangers will tie the game in the 10th against Jordan Hicks. Then bases loaded, 1 out. A liner to left center, and here comes another play at the plate. Bader comes up throwing, but his throw is offline. It's a walk-off winner. Texas takes it 5-4 in 10 innings, winning 2 out of 3 for the series. The Cardinals will host the Royals on Tuesday night. Speaking of the Royals, Kansas City trying to avoid a sweep at the Angels. Top third, Adalberto Mondesi drops the ball into right for a single. Then it gets by the right fielder. Whit Merrifield scores to get the Royals on the board. Later in the inning, Hunter Dozier rips the ball in the right center field. In the gap, 2 more runs scored off Dozier's double, a 3-run third for Kansas City. More Royals offense in the 6th. Chris Owings shoots the ball to right. Alex Gordon easily scores to make it 4-1. Danny Duffy allowed just 1 run in 6 innings. Duffy gets his 3rd straight win. The Royals take it 5-1, snapping a 4-game losing streak. Kansas City will play the Cardinals in St. Louis on Tuesday night. More baseball, former Mizzou Tiger Kyle Gibson on the mound. His Twins taking on the Mariners. Gibson got off to a good start. He had 6 strikeouts in his 6 innings of work. He had just 1 really bad inning. The Mariners get 2 home runs as part of a 3-run 5th. Gibson allows 4 runs in 6 innings. He would get the loss. The Mariners win 7-4. Finishing with the PGA Championship, which aired right here on KRCG 13. Brooks Koepka with a 7-shot lead heading into the final round, the largest 54-hole lead in tournament history. But he struggled shooting a 74, and here comes Dustin Johnson with the birdie on 15. He got as close as 1 stroke back, but would bogey on 16 and 17. Then on 18, Koepka with the par putt for the win, and he drains it. Koepka with the wire-to-wire victory. He finishes 8 under, beating Johnson by 2 strokes for a 2nd PGA Championship win. And in the NBA playoffs, the Raptors beat the Bucks. They're down 2-1 in that series. Of course, Jefferson City's OG Anunoby still injured. We hope to see him at some point, but doesn't look good right now.
Absolutely. Final look at the weather before we go.